Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working it.
Hot stuff coming up.
Are you sure this is legal?
I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Why make trillions when we could make billions?
Good evening, stock traders, and welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio here on a beautiful Thursday night, January 26th, 2012. I'm your host, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, I have Mr. Haas.
Hey, what's going on tonight, Mike?
Not much to be quite honest. It was a slow day for me today, so I don't have much really to talk about.
Really?
Yeah, right. But you know me, I always find something.
Well, I'll tell you what, I am just ecstatic about my 100% performance on the cloud last night.
100%?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Check the records.
I checked the records, and only one person on the radio show last night went that 100% mark, and that was me.
Lies.
Okay. So I checked all the scores, everything from last night.
Just like poker, you rig the game.
Well, hey,
every time.
Somebody's got to win, it might be me.
Every time.
All right. Also joining us on the program tonight is Mr. Cobb.
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? How are you?
I am doing good, sir. Yourself?
Doing great. What could be better?
It's good to hear. Good to hear. Last night was a weird show for us as we did 50 tickers. That's correct. 50 tickers in 1 hour. Boy, were we busy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good show, though. It was a lot of fun. A little different, a little change of pace for us. But tonight we're getting back on track because we feel it's important. And tonight we're going to stock spotlight ticker symbol CNUV, recently changed to SGLN. And to help us tonight talk about this company, we have a special guest with us. You know him on the IHA boards as SSS Neo. SSS, welcome to the show, sir.
It's good to be here. I think we can find something exciting to talk about.
Oh, we all hope so. That's for sure. Why don't you just get us started on this and give us a little company background and where they're going and what they do?
Well, recently the company, under the directorship of Henry Fong, has been an acquisition company from CNUV, solar products before that. And being an acquisition company, they had a recent merger with Surgeline. And now there is the control of the operation will be going to Tom Tolan with the change in the name from CNUV to Surgeline, SGLN. And Tom Tolan's quite experienced in the healthcare field. He was pretty innovative in bringing about 20,000 skewed products that are all FDA approved that are used in surgical devices, and they're, like I said, they're all FDA approved. And not only that, but they also come with a generic price discount. With the economy, the hospitals looking to cut back in costs, this is just an ideal marriage for the Surgeline products and the hospital usages. Example being, before the name change and after the merge, Surgeline announced their contract with the largest hospital system in the United States, the VA hospital. So what could be better than that?
Yeah, that's pretty huge. Hey, the SS, what's the share structure like?
The share structure, you might want to talk more to a fundamentalist on it. According to
looks like they just recently filed
I don't have it in front of me. I know it's 80% insider held. There's outstanding shares of 5,600,000,000. Insiders own 4 billion of it. leaving 1.5 billion shares. The float is approximately 600 to 900 million, with authorized shares being 6.5 billion.
Okay, that checks with everything that I'm looking at. I kind of want to take you back a little bit. How long have you been invested in the stock?
Just under a year. I've seen its ups and downs. I've seen the high hopes of the company.
That's where I wanted to kind of take you. Basically, there's a lot of longs in this play that have been there at some very, very high numbers. I mean, you don't have to tell us your average, but clearly you can look at the fact that, historically, and look at the chart and those type of things, there's a lot of people holding, I'd say, in between the 0.0020 and the 0.0035 area. Would that be an accurate statement, you think?
That would be a very accurate statement. There's a lot of long holders. I would say back in September, well, I can't pull up the chart now. It's showing me a confused name here, but it was trading much higher. And I would say the average holders are probably around the 2.5 to 3 area.
All right, I would agree. Just looking at the long-term charts and a lot of different things that happened with this one. I kind of want to hit off on a couple of things, and one of them being, when you get a play like this, you get this. And if I go off base, just pull me back, okay? Normally, I'm a big fan of what MMs are able to do, all right, and what the myths are and all that other crap that goes out there. Shorting, and a big thing is seller boxing. You know that term at all?
Oh, give me your explanation of it.
Well, actually, what I'm basically going to give you is long story short. All right, hold on one second. Long story short, when you sit there and do a lot of different things, when you're investing, what I kind of want the people to know is, I'm a big fan of iHub. First off, I'm just going to say I love iHub, but that board is smothered with some faces, if you will, that are completely dedicated to driving the living crap out of that stock down, meaning beating the crap out of it. And
they come
this
out
is
of
the way
woodwork.
I'm seeing this. Oh yeah, you can definitely see what's going on, and I've only been doing DD on this company for about 2 hours, and there is an orchestrated or has been some orchestration to drive this thing down. No doubt in my mind.
And that's not a recent happening either. That's been going on for some months. Orchestrated drive.
I would agree. And then bouncing back through the PRs, and I see exactly what's happening here. The previous company, if you will, or its model or its business plan, did certain things in the past where, they brought in promoters, they did certain things, shares and all that other stuff. It looks like August was a big promotion time frame where there's compensation running all over the place. And then enters SGLN, right? To where, they have their, very upstanding group board and those type of things who want to get involved with, going public and that aspect. But for those of you listening, this is for your own DD. I'm not going to drive into this very much, but if you go to hotstockmarket.com, basically go on there and look up seller boxing, and probably the best way to do it would just Google hotstockmarkets.com space seller boxing. It's probably the best article you will ever see regarding this, and it's pretty damn close. You'll have a lot of people sit there and tell you there's no such thing as naked shorting, there's such thing as all this and all that other crap. That's all bull crap. It all exists. Any possible way or mischief or anything you could possibly imagine where somebody can think they can make $1, you can bet your ass they're going to do it. So it's all about the money, point blank. Now, here's how I look at this. On the third part of this article that I've probably read about 1 million times, it talks about CEOs and what they can do, and when you have management that is they're pretty much kind of held hostage, and they got choices to make. They can do a reverse split. They can do a name change, cuspid change. There's a lot of different other items that they can do, and clearly back in November. Is that a safe assessment of when they announced the name change, custom change that they plan to do?
It was around October. They had announced the merger with Surgeline, and shortly after that, they announced around November time, that would be correct, an upcoming name change that had been filed with FINRA. And since then, it's been declining. That was 3 to 4 months ago, and the anticipation of waiting for the name change has allowed the manipulation, naked short selling, whatever you wanted to call it, as you were talking about just now, that pisses everybody off with the manipulation and whatnot. And it's just been, the longer it's been waiting for the name change, they've been able to, the volume has been decreasing, and the volume just skyrocketed through the roof today. And so all the investors, these long-term investors that you were referring, that had a higher average than even where it's at now, doubled, at least double, some triple to where it is right now, even some higher than that.
Oh, absolutely.
These investors have been waiting for this name change, because with the name change, it's going to come you got to go through FINRA investigation and requirements, and SEC regulations and requirements, and background checks, and it really 90-95%, maybe even 99% of the penny stocks out there are not reputable companies. And
absolutely.
As a penny stock trader, you try to find that one, and with the name change comes reputability. This has been
absolutely
background by FINRA and SEC and confirmed, and Surgeline now, previously CNUV, CNUV, the SGLN is now is proven reputable.
Absolutely. And I don't even know your CEO. I have never even talked to your CEO, but I can already tell you that he's an honorable guy. Now, let me read something here to you real quick. What typically happens in these situations is that the victim company has to massively dilute its share structure from the constant paying off a monthly burn rate with money received from selling real shares at artificially low levels. Then the goal of naked short sellers is to point out the investors, usually via paid internet bashers, which you've got a ton of them, with the, let's say, 50 billion shares. I'm just throwing this out there. With 5 million market cap, it's trading especially a shell company whose primary business plan was wiped out by the naked short selling interference. The truth of the matter is that the single biggest asset of these victim companies often becomes the astronomically large aggregated naked short position that is accumulated throughout the initial bear raid and also during the seller boxing phase. The goal of the victim company now has become to avoid 3 main goals of the naked short sellers, namely bankruptcy, reverse split, or forced signing of a death spiral convertible debenture out of desperation. As long as the victim company can continue to pay the monthly burn rate, then the game plan becomes to make some form of strategic move where hundreds of victims and companies have been forced into doing, to include name changes, cuspid number changes, cancel reissue procedures, dividend distributions, amending by bylaws, articles of corporation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Essentially, what's happening is your CEO has been battling, and he just won today. That's what just happened. So I don't know what
he won huge. This is huge.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I don't know what the opinion has been with your longs that have been sitting out there doing the things that they do. I'm sure there's some form of frustration. I mean, trading, emotions come into trading, and you should never do it, but they always do. But I can tell you this, they should all be thanking that CEO tomorrow. I can definitely tell you that.
I would not be shorting this stock now.
No. Oh, there's going to be some definite movements here. I mean, the key to tomorrow is going to be what brokers are going to be able to be trading quickly. You know what I mean? Sometimes it could be immediate for some, and sometimes it could be up to 3 days for others. As far as on the boards and those type of things, so they already launched the site that actually has where you can actually verify where all that stuff happens. As far as the name change and those type of things.
Yes, it's already on the OTCBB. It's already verified.
Okay, perfect.
It will commence trading tomorrow at market open under the name CGLN.
Yep, absolutely. I'm with you. For those of you that don't know what that exactly is, you go to otcbb.com and you're looking at the daily list, and somewhere around, you got the security additions. Let's see here. Then you got the security deletions, symbol changes, and then name symbol changes. Right there you have it, 1310-127-2002 CNUV to SGLN, SurgiLine International. You mentioned a couple things earlier, too, that I kind of just want to touch on, if that's okay. Where you were talking about FDA. Like, I'm a big guy into, I want people to listen to the show, and I want them to look this crap up themselves. I mean, that's just the way it is. If you and I can be the best traders that ever were on the planet. However, that doesn't, transfer over to somebody else doing something. And one thing about trading, you need to educate yourself and those type of things. So if you go to fda.gov, and basically the registration number for SurgiLine is 300885417. That's a good way to search for all of those FDA approvals and those type of things with those the pliers, the box, the retractors, all that other stuff. And another key number is the owner operator number, which is 100355415. So you can do your own verification of all the things that SSS Neo just basically kind of described you in that, but that's important. All right, so let's move on to what is the company going to do? What are you hearing about revenues or potential stuff like that?
The move to the emphasis of SurgiLine and SurgiLine's product, as I briefly mentioned earlier, they have 20,000 surgical operating devices, cavity spreaders to needles to anything in a surgical operating room. And the cost on the equipment, since it's a generic name, they're not buying from one of your major medical suppliers. They're buying from SurgiLine, who is a generic name. And as you all know, generic is much cheaper than brand name, and the exact same thing. And and they've been getting what they need the contracts to get out there, to get their surgical products out there. And there's a huge market with all the hospitals in the United States looking to cut back in costs. And we've already entered that market a few months ago in November, roughly, contracting, getting this whole contract with the, like I said, the largest hospital system in the United States, the VA hospital, and which is a great, what better foot in the door to lead to other hospitals. They've also have gotten some contracts with some other hospital systems throughout the country, and they can do nothing but they're going to do nothing but get more contracts with more hospital systems throughout the country.
No, that's absolutely huge. The the share structure is pretty high up there, right? Which it kind of makes you wonder where that float and where the barriers are going to be with the chart and all that. And I don't want to keep mentioning that because I mean it is what it is. I mean anything with this type of movement, it just was driven down way too far. Now I don't know what the top will be. You can also
confirm on share structure that it's 80% insider owned too.
Correct. Absolutely. Good point. Very, very good point. That's a very good point. When we're talking about they have a website, right? Do we know what that is? Anybody? We'll look that up. But I wanted to talk about the people that actually own shares with this company.
You were talking about you were talking about SurgiLine?
Yeah.
SurgiLine.com.
Okay, perfect. So I would take a trip there and check the things out that they have.
There's no E in SurgiLine. It's SurgiLine.com.
Perfect.
That's correct. Yep.
Perfect. As far as your board members and the people that are associated with the company, can you rattle off some of the names or people that you know about?
Yes, I can. The insider holdings are Henry Fong, Richard Perkins, Barry Hollander, a big name, Abbott Partners, Thomas Toland, the new CEO of Surgeline, Richard Dutch, MD Capital Advisors, Core Winter Holdings, all executive officers and directors of the group. There's 5 others. Under the CNUV management team, there was Henry Fong, who had a long history with the Department of the Air Force, and he's also a Financial World Magazine Corporate America Dream Team winner. And Richard Perkins is one. And on the Surgeline team, management team, there's Tom Toland, who's the CEO and founder. Tom Toland was American Medical International, and he's been with Summit Health and Tenet Healthcare. There's a couple of very large familiar names to people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And Richard Dutch is the president and COO. Carl Weisberg, president of the Spine Division. And Barry Holland, the chief operating officer. Hollander was CFO of California Pro Sports Incorporated also. So the management team, especially with Tom Toland, and the what seems like the chief operations of the company now being switched from China Nuvo to Surgeline. Surgeline taking over the chief operations of it with Tom Toland in control. That's huge.
Oh yeah, no, I would have to agree. I mean, the stars are aligning for this company right now. There's definitely no doubt about it. If anybody's gone to the website, that's SURGLINE.com. I mean, it's pretty good. You know, it's got the home products, you know, the investor relations tab, all that other stuff, all the news, pretty updated, very clean. You know, it's a big deal to me when I actually do that. As far as being able to
interrupt, but to verify that the name change has happened, another verification of it is that on iHub, just within the last half hour, the CNUV name, they changed it right in front of me just before I called. It's now Surgeline International Incorporated, in parentheses, SGLN symbol.
Oh, wow, that's pretty quick that they did that.
iHub changed it right in front of me just before I called. You
guys know somebody in iHub? I mean, geez, that's pretty fast.
No, it surprised me. I was like, wow.
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. But yeah, you're right. That is extremely fast. I was looking up the insider holdings, holding up the 80% and the shares amounts. I mean, that's you know, from the people that you named and where they're connected. It's pretty extensive stuff that you have there. Hey, let's talk about this forecasting of over $10 million in revenues. What do you know about that?
I think the forecasting in revenues is well, they've still got from previously being an acquisition company. They've got revenue in different China Solar and China Nuvo, but sure. The switchover in the future growth, the future revenue, is coming from Surgeline. And gotcha. Surgeline needed an entry into wanted to go public, and I'm not a bookkeeper or whatever or a financier, but Surgeline's method of going public was through CNUV. Right.
And I'm looking. I guess what triggered me is when doing the DD, that Opti Medical Corp. Basically, that's the announced the stocking distributors. Opti Medical Corp. is in the final stages of completing a multi-million-dollar order as a result, and has revised its forecast to be in excess of $10 million by the end of 2012. I mean, there's some big players with what they're actually doing here in their distribution pipeline. What I was also noticing is I'm a big fan of going back and looking at the PRs. And the reason why I do that is most of the time in the OTC world, you get all this fluffy stuff and, you know, all these projections and all these things and this execution and all that. But if you go back through, the CEO's PRs on what he's actually saying, you can see the transition when Henry Fong was at the bottom of the PRs to Tom Toland being on the PRs, and exactly what they're saying. He's doing exactly what he's doing. There's a couple extensions, a couple other things. I mean, it's not all, like in anything else when you have this type of situation where you have to basically change your name, change your custody, and all the other stuff. It's not all perfectly clean. The bottom line is you got a CEO in a corner that's battling for his company as well as for his shareholders, and that's the huge piece to this whole thing. So pretty amazing.
He will also take questions from emails and phone calls from interested investors also.
Perfect, because we're going to call him and try to get him on the show. Can you do that, Mike?
Already have. You know me, way ahead of you. I spoke with him earlier. Emails out. He was interested. Had to find out some information from us, so I sent it over to him, and hopefully we'll hear back tomorrow and schedule a date early next week, Sunday or Tuesday.
He's a very pleasant guy. He'll take calls and he'll take emails.
Oh yeah, no, he answered the phone and is very very pleasant about it, even though it was late in the day, and seemed interested. So hopefully we can finalize that and get him on the show so everybody can hear straight from the CEO himself, which is always the best way to go.
Nice.
And right, I know that Surgeline's also looking for salespeople to expand their sales force now in the United States.
Nice. All right, well, let's go ahead and head to the chart. Who's got that?
You do.
You do.
All right.
You did so well at charting across the cloud last night that we need you to do it again.
Unfortunately, our chart is specific here. Has a power outage tonight.
Oh, I got it. That's easy.
I don't think I've ever looked at a chart in my life.
That's great. Beautiful stuff. Okay, here's the key things.
They're overrated.
I want to trigger on August and November. Okay, you can tell in that November that's where you had the big candle up coming from. It looks like 0.0011, screaming up to 0.0033. Huge volume, over 100 million shares, and in the following 4 days in that time frame were somewhere around 70 million, 60 million, screaming down. All right, just purely abused. Basically, all the gains that it got in that November time frame, it lost over the 7 days. Then, of course, the averaging down and the longs battling back. Over the course of November, you're basically getting the trend back up, topping off at it looks like the 0.0024, chopping back down, going back up, and you're getting a cycle of staircasing all the way down to the levels that you actually saw today. Today was like the low, wasn't it, at one point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so and not a lot of volume, so not a lot of people actually triggered off that news right away. So I would expect that you're seeing the bull that's happening here, and quite frankly, the history of the chart based off that news is all erased. I mean, it's all gone. I mean, You might as well just call it for what it is, and you're going to start a whole new situation over the course of starting today to tomorrow. So that would be my take on it. I mean, I know there's chartists out there. We'll call it all kinds of other cool stuff, and Head and Shoulders, all this nice, fun, neat names. But reality is, news like that breaks all that type of stuff. All right, you have anything else to add there, SS?
I would have to agree with the new name change comes a new chart, and don't forget their forecast over the $10 million in revenue by the end of 2012.
Yeah, that's just their first year. I have a feeling they're shooting for some much higher numbers than that after 2012.
Yeah,
they can do it too. They already proved it. Not just anybody can walk in and get a major VA contract.
Well, I mean, this is basically a Costco of medical device products, and in a market where you have doctors working behind the scenes with pharmacists and medical supply companies to basically charge the patient as much as possible to put as much money as possible into their pockets. This is perfect, and it could really take off.
Absolutely. Yep. All right. You have anything else to add? Or are you good?
I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time out and being with us. You did really, really well. I mean, it's a lot of history that goes into that company and a lot of different things going on. That's not an easy task to sit there and display some of that information. All right. Well, have a good evening.
Looking forward to seeing it posted on the web and getting it on iHub.
Yep,
absolutely.
It will be on iHub tonight at about approximately 9:45. You can listen to the entire show once again. That's under market commentary. It's Eastern Standard Time, 9:45 under the videos and market commentary. You'll see a bunch of our shows on there. And you can watch it in video format. We add the websites in and anything else that we can find that's of interest, and we add it to the video. SSS, you did a great job. I want to thank you. Take the time out to come on the show. It helps us get the word out a little better. I mean, a long investor is going to know a lot more about it than we will in a couple hours of DD that we do prior to the show. So once again, I want to thank you for coming on. You have an open door here policy. You're welcome to come back anytime you wish.
Thank you for the invite, and thank you for having me on. Have a good night.
Thank you very much. Take care. Okay, guys. A lot of exciting things going on here.
Hey, one thing to add there, Mike. You guys remember Bill? I mean, Bill. I mean, I'm sure Bill's probably listening. Bill, are you still invested in this stock? If you're out there listening, call us.
Telephone number to call in is 347-215-7181. If you want to add anything to our discussion about CNUV/SGLN, give us a call.
Well, you know Money Metals is listening to this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's posting on the iHub board as the show's going on here.
Is he really?
Yeah,
I think he was.
All right, well, tell him to call. What the hell's his problem? Call. I got some questions for you. No, hey, you guys see the deal with this. This is, I mean, you know exactly what's getting ready to happen here with this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You know?
I love plays like this.
Yeah, they're the best. They're absolutely the best. So what was your thoughts on getting the CEO on?
I actually think that he's interested. Like I said, he has to verify a few things, and I sent him all the information about how we do it and what goes on, and hopefully I'll give him a holler tomorrow, and hopefully he'll have time to get all that straightened out. And like I said, we have an opening Sunday night, and we have an opening Tuesday night, because Monday night is our special 2-hour show with ATTD. And Wednesday night we have another CEO interview. So hopefully Sunday or Tuesday.
Nice.
Cool.
I mean, Sunday would be ideal, I think. You know, give it a day to trade and get out there, and people can hit the boards and stuff, and then have him come on and talk about the company Sunday night would be ideal.
Perfect.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. Hey, I'm seeing prices all over the place. So you guys have 0.0013 as the close today?
0.0013.
Okay, good. I mean, there's everywhere you go because of the name change. It's all they got. I mean, on one iHub board they got $2,196. It's like, all right.
Yeah, I was looking at the
settle down.
Earlier on, they had a percent gain of 109,000%.
Nice, very nice.
That's crazy.
Well, anything you guys think you want to add to that, and then we go to the buy sell?
I think we covered pretty much everything.
I think so too. I mean, I didn't. There's so many different things you can go down with the old company to the new company and the different things, and it just doesn't hold value. I mean, the stock's at the bottom. I mean, you can and clearly if you go to the boards, you can see the people that are or the worker bees that are hired to be there. There's no doubt in my mind. There's you guys know the routine that these guys have, and I'm not. I mean, go to the things I asked you to read. Just go do it, read it, and then after it, don't trust either side. Okay, and I don't know how to explain this the best possible. You have the pumpers, and then you have the extreme bashers, the extreme pumpers as well. Find the middle of that and do your DD. Because they are only trying to take your money.
Absolutely.
It's what it's all about. So, be smart about this. I mean, clearly this is going to have some gainers on it, and the CEO came to the rescue. Knight in shining armor just arrived for the long. So,
you got to love the fact that they have over 20,000 products.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is not just a one street, here's my product, hopefully it sells, I'm sure there'll be droughts and stuff like that, but when you have that many products, something else could pick up and hold you over. So
I'm interested to see
Could
what
I
they end up.
Could I add a statement?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is no pump and dump. I got paid nothing for this, and you guys are doing it out of courtesy, and there's no pump and dump campaign going on right now.
Nope.
Well, thanks for pointing that out. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right.
We're doing this for the investors. If you look back at our shows, we try and pick plays that are a hot topic and get them out and do the best DD that we possibly can on them. Cop does a great job. I'm sure if you listen to the older shows, you'll see what I'm talking about. And the CEO interviews, like I say on every show almost, PRs are nice, but there's nothing better than sitting down and talking with the actual CEO. He has so much more that he can explain, especially for people that don't understand exactly what that widget does, for example. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we'll invest in these companies not sure exactly what that thing does.
They come out with a lot of PRs, and I'm sure Tom Tolan, now that he's got the name change and official control of the company, you're going to see him making some pretty exciting announcements coming up.
Would you expect anything tomorrow, SSS?
Well, definitely a big PR on the name change and whatever else Surgeline. I would think that they would not only announce just the name change, but you would also possibly might see something about Surgeline's product plans for their product down the road. And if you don't see it in a PR tomorrow, you'll be seeing it darn soon.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Lots to look forward to. That's another thing that you love as an investor. A lot of things in the pipeline. A lot of things you can actually speculate on, which is always nice.
Because Surgeline's had too much in the pipeline that they haven't come out with, which is part of the anticipation of waiting for the name change, waiting for what Surgeline's going to come out with. And now that the name change is official, I think we're going to hear a lot more coming out.
Okay. Fantastic. All right, guys, let's go to the favorite segment, buy, sell, or hold. Whoa, wait 1 second. I have another caller. Well, let's take that call. Add him to the show.
Money Metals, come on.
Hey, you're on the air.
How you doing today, gentlemen?
Fantastic. Who is this?
This is Bill.
Yeah.
We knew you'd call.
Hey, better late than ever. What can I say?
Exactly. Well, you heard all the stuff that SS Neo just actually went through. Is there anything that we missed that you want to add?
No, I'd just like to reiterate on a couple of points, if I may. Anybody that's been in this business, and when I say business, trading penny stocks for even a short time, know that you always hear about something going to hit here or hit there. You may not know what it is, but you kind of expect it. And the thing that really jumped out at me today is there was absolutely no hint, no voice, no chirp of a bird that even gave a hint that we'd see this afternoon. And I don't think that was by accident. Going back to is there a short, naked short, whatever, I think this is proof that they honestly believe there's a good one out there. And if you don't let a hint out and you drop something end of day, nobody covered anything today. Heck, you didn't even see any real strong volume because things didn't start getting leaked until just a few minutes before the bell. I think that bodes well for the belief that there is a short. And I know many long-timers that believe the same thing. I'm looking forward to tomorrow and really the next 30 to 60 days to see what else they roll out. I don't think they're going to just stop. I think they waited for the name change. They've got it. And I think and I hope that we start to see more of a regular news flow. Got to give the new management a little bit of chance to get their feet wet. They've never had to worry about dropping press releases and investor relations. So I'm very curious to see where we start tomorrow, how well we hold, and what kind of volume we see. And let's see if we see any covering. Yeah,
I would agree with you, Monty. I mean, you got to give it to Tom Tolan on this, you know. I mean, that was, pretty damn impressive. I mean, what's your take on him?
I've never got to speak to the gentleman. I know a few people that have. I think he may not be the talkative type as the previous manager of CNUV, but I believe based on his history and a lot, that's already been thrown out there tonight, I think he's going to be one that we can say gets it done. Here's the first example. This was the first hurdle he had to clear. It took a while. He cleared it. Let's see what he does with it from here.
Absolutely. I would agree. Anybody else have any questions that you can think of? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Bill.
No, I was just going to say I think it was a good combination of CNUV looking at the future of, alternative energy, budget cuts. I think it was a smart move to make the huge leap, and it was a ballsy leap. Let's face it. You go from green energy to the medical field, you better make sure you hit a home run. And I think they made a good move, and I think we should be thinking this come the end of the year. I really think they'll have a good year.
They just hit the ball out of the park.
I agree 100%. Agree 100%. And
there's a lot of happy law.
I've been here for a couple of years, and I believe my waiting is going to be paid. I really do. I think good things are coming down the pipe, and I think they start hitting soon.
I got a question for you, Bill. This is Haas. Thanks for coming on the show. As far as the management owning 80% of the outstanding share count,
yes.
Are those restricted? I mean, that's an important point. If they're restricted, management's obviously going to want to increase the share price over time. They're not just, in the business of selling shares and lining their own pockets.
Exactly, and you hit the magic number. 80%, from what I hear, is the amount that is restricted, and
okay.
It's restricted for a minimum of 6 months, at my understanding. But I would say if you go back a couple of PRs, this was addressed, and I believe they said they had voted on a extension of that date of restriction. And I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, so that's something else people need to keep in mind. They're not in a hurry to get the shares, get them on the market and get out. And again, I think that bodes well.
Okay, very cool.
The price of the insider shares is also higher than the current price.
That's correct. That is correct. Why would you sell in the red if you didn't have to? I know I wouldn't.
Okay, that's very cool.
Okay, fantastic stuff tonight. Wow. Okay. A lot to look forward to. Obviously, there's a lot of excited investors here, so that's always a good sign. Let's move on to our segment that we look at this stock and say if it's a buy, sell, or hold for tomorrow. And I'm going to start with Haas.
Well, as far as the ticker CNUV, I'm going to go with the hold, considering it can't be traded.
Oh, God. I could have done that.
But if we're talking about the new ticker, SGLN, I'm not, like Cap was talking about earlier, as far as issues with trading the day after ticker name, CUSIP change, anything like that, it's a little bit up in the air. But, the news, I don't think hit as well as it's going to once people read it over and think about it tonight. So I think we're going to see a lot of new buying tomorrow. I think we're going green tomorrow. Bye.
Okay, Nickel.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Haas on this one. I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm going to go with the buy.
With a buy for Nickel. Mr. Kopp.
I'm a buy. Yeah, I expect to see 3 days straight of gains as people start being able to trade. Unless, of course, everyone's able to trade over the course of by the end of tomorrow. Then I'll change that. But it's definitely going to get a gainer out of that. So I'm a buy.
I am a buy also. And I hate to. No, I'm not even going to go there.
Can I throw 2 cents in worth on whether it be a buy or a sell?
Sure.
To trade this tomorrow, I called my broker because I had a previous order in today to buy it tomorrow under CNUV. My broker told me that any orders under CNUV will have to be canceled and replaced under the symbol SGLN.
Okay.
So if you have current orders, then you're going to want to check that and be on top of it.
You changing yours
Different
tomorrow?
Different brokers might be different. But my
Absolutely.
broker said that my CNUV order will be canceled tomorrow.
You're itching to buy more, aren't you?
I'm itching.
Awesome. All right.
You might even see me pre-market, dude.
All right. So we got 4 buys from the board here tonight. We'll post that up on our iHub message board. SSS, I want to thank you again.
You're welcome.
Been great. You did a great job, and we appreciate your time. Bill already left, so I can't thank him. Okay, so let's take a small commercial break, and we'll be right back after these words.
Stock traders, sound the charge and gallop your way over to BlueHorseshoeStocks.com. Nowhere else will you find it simpler.
Well, I hope I did all right for you guys.
Bounce play, momentum alert, short term, long term. It's all here. Get hits and ground floor opportunities before
you did, but we're still live.
Blue Horseshoe's track record speaks for itself with percentage gains of hundreds and thousands. Sign up for our pre-market mailing list and receive picks before they're published. Welcome to Blue Horseshoe Stocks, where you're afforded the opportunity to observe a team of seasoned traders scrape and scour the market for every stock and penny plus stock with a chance to blow it top. BlueHorseshoeStocks.com.
PennyChatterStocks.com, where our network becomes your game. There is no need for 6 or 7 sites to track your penny stock buds. We've got chat, forums, blogs. You can integrate your Twitter, Facebook, Google+, MailChimp emailers all on one site so your following comes with you. All it comes down to is the network, www.pennychatterstocks.com.
Welcome back to Stock Traders Talk Radio. I'm your host, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, I have Cop, Nickel, and Haas. Boys, you back with me?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I think our Surfing Buddy Mr. Sifikia has hollered at us and said that he wants to put his pick for tomorrow as a sell.
What's up with him just chiming in?
I think he's been hitting the head too many times with the surfboard. One too many times.
Seems like every other night he's not on the show and he just chimes in right when it's buy-sell time, and it's always the opposite of what everyone else thinks. Always.
Hey, I do want to say this. We got to get some control over the show, though. These last 3 nights that we've done stock spotlights, they're segmented for 20 to 25 minutes, not 45 to 50 minutes.
Yeah, but we had call-ins. That's good stuff.
Oh yeah, no. We'll always take the extra time to stay on the stock spotlight if needed. That's always
That's the key part of the show, Mike.
I'm the key part of the show.
True.
If I wasn't here, people couldn't play sounds. They couldn't, a lot of things.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Wait. Haas.
Come on, man.
Haas. I gave you the window.
Gotcha. I get it now. Okay, I'm a little bit slow in the head. We have not.
Time's up.
All right, I'm done.
No, go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
We haven't heard the Cop Daddy in a while. I was thinking you could play that for us.
I don't know if the Cop Daddy's ready to Cop Daddy tonight or not.
Oh, come on.
Come on, we beat him up pretty good before the show. I mean, he had to hang up 2 hours of DD.
He was napping. He was napping.
I have 62 pages of DD on this company.
You serious?
I'm dead serious. I can send it out to anybody that wants it. You wouldn't believe the amount of stuff that I went into.
Jesus.
I forgot one part of the show tonight before the stock spotlight, and that was a recap of our pick from yesterday. Our pick from yesterday was SPAH, S-P-A-H.
Did pretty well today.
A little bit. Let me get the numbers exact. Let's see. Closed the day before at 0.0171, and closed. Everybody on the board was a buy. Closed today at an impressive 0.03. 0.03. Cop continued his streak here. Now 14 for 16 on the picks. I think he'll be 15 for 17 tomorrow. But that's on the Stock Traders Talk iHub message board. Come join us over there. Check out what we got going on. All right. Again, Sunday night, 7 p.m., this show airs again. We're hoping to have a CEO interview. I'm going to try and lock that down tomorrow. I think Sunday would be the best day. If he's okay with it, we're going to do it Sunday. If not, we'll try for Tuesday. Don't forget, Monday, special show, 2 hours. That's right, not 1 hour. 2 hours CEO interview with the CEO of ticker symbol ATTD. Then again, Wednesday, another CEO interview lined up. Can't give out that ticker yet, but it's a good one. Trust me. Trust me on that. Now, guys, we don't have much time left in the show tonight, and I was hoping to do a Cop's Corner because we haven't got to that.
I could. Let me give you one key thing, and only because it's a rabbit hole. Okay. However, if the Longs found this, I'll be impressed. The Viscagliosi Brothers LLC, right? They appointed Donald Gunther to manage new clinical advisory unit way back when, and basically it's called MCRA, which is Muscular Skeletal Clinical Regulatory Advisors LLC. So when you basically you dig down deep into that whole thing, and you can get to MCRACRO.com, and basically goes through clinical research organization and all kinds of stuff. Well, the thing about it, what makes that such a big deal, is the fact that in one of the filings of all the FDA type stuff that's associated with this company that we just did this evening, he's the correspondence contact. Just giving you a little heads up. Drive there.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give the mic over to Mr. Nickel because he never really gets a chance to chime in. Mr. Nickel.
What's going on, Mike?
Not much, sir.
So, that's all he's got to say.
I mean, honestly, come on now.
Well, I was going to talk about one tonight. I didn't know which direction you were going to go. But one that caught my eye, we've talked on the show, is blast applications. Volume today was 2 times the normal amount, 1.6 million, average 10 days, a little under 600,000 shares. They just had news come out, too, about, Verizon. They're working with the applications there. They've got, the Pigeonpalooza app exclusively to Verizon and Nokia Marketplace. I'm thinking here in the future we're going to see a run out of this company. I know we've talked about it in the past, but Verizon is the biggest cell phone company in America with about 108 million people. What are your thoughts on it? Anybody?
Oh, I like Blap.
I was asking a lot of questions with that one today. Here's what I don't understand. I'm not a big app guy, and I understand you make a certain amount of money off of each download and those type of things. I just don't know how to quantify that per se. And so what I basically asked the board is, okay, how many times have been downloaded? What are the revenues that have been created off of it prior to today? So that way you have that metric or that snapshot starting point to where, okay, now that you're on the cover of Verizon, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. I'm sure they're going to get a gigantic boost in revenues from that download. So I kind of wanted that number of what the downloads were today and then what they'll be later. So I don't know how you get that, but I thought that would be pretty good.
Well, based on, when they've released it to the shareholders, once they signed on with from Pigeon Palooza, they already had 130,000 users that already had downloaded the app just from their advertising and starting with the Verizon and Nokia. So when you start adding that up, 130,000 people are now using their applications. It's bound to still spread, still get out. I mean, they've got 7 or 8 different applications that people are still using.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I mean, I just wanted to get some other thoughts on here. I mean, today we traded 2 times the 10-day average. Broke over 50, I think, 2 days ago. Looking at the chart, 3 days ago, the 50-day moving average crossed over the 200-day, and we haven't went below that in a couple of weeks now. It's on the verge of RSI at 63. We got plenty of room to run here.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, BLAT, BLAT. Applications. Very interesting company for sure. Lots going on over there. Okay, guys. I don't have much time left in the show, so I'm just going to do this real quick and see what you guys are looking at for tomorrow. And I want to throw it to Haas to give us a starter here. Haas?
All right. Good job. You just made me sound really good.
I'm gonna.
We lost Haas.
We did.
We lost Haas. Oh boy.
All
right, Cop. Go ahead. Give us what you're looking at tomorrow.
All right. Listen, if you guys don't know Go Army 123 out there, Go Army 123. Find him, figure out where he's at, follow him, and he's given me probably, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 tickers over the course of time. Every single one of them has blown up. And he just gave me STKO. However, if you're listening there, Go Army, you normally PM me and you put this one out on the board. So, I mean, now that the cat's out of the bag, so STKO, and I haven't even looked at it at all. It's going to go up.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Cop, are you kidding me?
No, what?
Are you going to give Go Army credit for STKO?
Sure.
All right. I'll let you.
I just read the post.
Yeah, you just read the post. What did I tell you 2 hours ago?
Are you going to take credit for another one on another
No,
day?
Absolutely not.
Another day?
Go Army. That's awesome. I like STKO for tomorrow.
Was that your play you were going to pick?
Well, yeah, and it was, an alternative stock spotlight.
So what's happening is he's PMing you and he's putting it on the board for me now. Is that what's going on?
Right, I get the inside dope first.
It sounds like a reversal here.
Then I pass it on to you after I'm loaded.
Nice. Perfect.
I buy the 2s now, you buy the 3s. That's the way we're rolling from now on, instead of vice versa.
Is this like a wild fight here?
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. So we have to have some fun. All right, guys, we're back Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normal shows are an hour. Don't forget the STT Poker Club shuffles up the cards at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The instructions on how to get in our club is on the homepage at StockTradersTalk.com. It's free to play. It's free to join. It's just a lot of traders around having some fun. From all of us here to all of you out there, good luck tomorrow and have a safe and happy weekend. Stock Traders Talk Radio, and we're out. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All views and topics talked about on Stock Traders Talk Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate.
and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data. Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders